and I am the host of this YouTube channel. It's Sunday, July 21st, 2024. It is 8:26 p.m. and I am broadcasting from Danielson, Connecticut, which is the upper northeast corner of Connecticut, which is in New England, which is in the upper northeast corner of the United States of America, which is a part of this world in which we all reside, unless proven otherwise. And I have seen no proof that there is any intelligent life, and that includes myself. True wisdom is knowing the hat of condemnation back there knows everything, and Kevin G Nicholson right here knows nothing. I am listening to my latest album entitled Awesome, because it is. However, I'm listening to it on the free version of Spotify because I'm very angry with Spotify. They stole my royalties. It appears as if they stole my royalties. So right now, they have allegedly stolen my royalties. I'm giving them 2 weeks to 10 days to clear this mess up and to see if they somehow missed a month or miscalculated or something. Otherwise, this channel is going to be taking a turn. It's going to become very anti-Spotify very, very quickly. So if you haven't caught on, I'm in a little bit of financial distress. So it would be very helpful to me if you guys gave a super chat, or you bought the cool hat, or one of the items of merch. Whoever would have thought? I hate selling stuff, but I'm having a hard time getting by here, and I know we all are. In the news today, Biden, I guess resigned from. He's not going for re-election, which means Kamala Harris is now the runner-up, and I ain't voting for her. I've had enough. I've had enough woke. I've had enough of right woke. I've had enough of woke. I'm awake. I don't want to be awake. I want to have a nap. I want to be able to chill and go, everything's going to be all right. I mean, I know that's greedy, but no, I want to go, everything's going to be okay for a little bit. And then get on and then create more music and do, lots of nice things. Everyone getting along. I'm doing some Bear in the Woods programming soon. We'll have the Naughty Nights, which I'm uploading in the very near future. And I'm excited for those things, but it's tough getting by day to day. And if you are also having a tough time getting by, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any answers, and it's killing me. I thought I was a bright guy. I thought I knew something. I thought I had a clue. I don't know anything. But I'm still here. And I made it this far. That means I'm a wiener. And you're a wiener too. We're all wieners in the game of life because we made it this far. So the hat behind me. See the hat? It's the hat of condemnation. It's looking at me funny. Oh, God. It's been a hot week. We've been in the 90s. What do we got there? Sedayan Namisid. I don't know what that is. I don't have Google Translate. I got Google prophylactics. I got Google in my chocolate starfish. And it doesn't feel good. Beware. Don't let people near you get chocolate starfish. Unless you're into that sort of thing. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Look. I just want to be able to talk without being persecuted. I just want to be able to pay my bills and not struggle too much. I mean, if this was the Wild Kingdom, where you at? Is my nose plastic surgery? Does it seem very bulbous? Because it's not. This is my natural nose. It's a nice nose, though, isn't it? The nose knows. Because I don't. So yeah, it's like, hello, Uncle, how are you? Know, that's one of my streams. If you go back and you look at my live streams, Drunk Uncle. I'm not drunk, but I am a couple people's uncle. And I have been drunk on occasion, so I guess that qualifies. I am a drunk uncle. Thank you for joining me. My name's Kevin G Nicholson, and I am your drunk uncle. I am everyone's drunk uncle, and I'm going to tell it the way a drunk uncle would say it. That is, without any empirical evidence or proof behind the words that I say. I'm speaking solely on emotion and a flaccid brain. Can I say flaccid brain? Or am I going to cancel for that? I might be your uncle. We maybe 7 or 8 times removed. A lot of people say, it's because I got a likable face. And I got a likable face because I genuinely like people until they screw me over. I want to be everybody's friend. I'm like the friendly puppy. I'm kind of Cocker Spaniel-esque. Look at me. I'm Cocker Spaniel all the way through. Yabbers. I want a little affection. I want people to appreciate the music that I wrote. And I would like people to enjoy some of the little shorts that I did. And I'd like people to go, oh, well, he's kind of a swell guy. And he's always been nice to me. And boy, we need more nice people in the world. I would like that. That's not the way it works, though. Sometimes. No, I smoke 4 packs a day. And I want to improve. I want smoke to be coming out of my chocolate starfish. That's how much smoke I want in this body. I want to eventually, I want to ascend into the smoke verse when I pass. And the rest of me will collapse in a pile of tar, of cigarette tar. Grippy? Jean Pepe! It is good to see you. I love Jean Pepe. Oh, it's a good day now. I was very frustrated. I played this game, Magic the Gathering, and I got the tar kicked out of me. Which is funny, because I got a lot of tar in me. But I got a lot of tar kicked out of me. Because it's a card game, and they beat the snot out of this guy. So I thought I was a good player until today. I'm not a good player. Because I got my butt handed to me for like the last hour straight. It was very upsetting. And I got my butt handed to me by Spotify. And I'm hoping they read that in 14 days. 10 days, sorry. The count's going down. But I can't control any of that. So I'm here to read tarot cards using Magic the Gathering cards to you guys, my beloved audience, while I beg for super chats and for people to buy my silly merch, because it's the only lifeline I got left. Things have been very challenging as of late. As it is, it's a Sunday night. The sun is just going down here in Danielson, Connecticut. And we have good things coming up. Over the course of this week, we got the POS podcast will be tomorrow. That's Pat. We'll be doing that tomorrow at 3:30. And I'll be texting violently in that chat room. And then, of course, I'll be editing the Naughty Nights contest throughout the course of the week. And, oh boy, people are going to be excited about that. Because even though you can't see the boobies, you get an illusion of, had you been there live, you would have actually seen things that I guess are illegal to see now. We're not allowed to see a boobie. Because that's litigatable. Cousins on roommates with a guy who had Alzheimer's. And it's funny because no one remembers that instance. The Alzheimer's really did it in. Starfish pucker back up, or is it still? No, it's the starfish is It still hurts. There's still something. I'm being penetrated. The chocolate starfish is being violated even as we speak, and Spotify's doing it. And I'm not. I know I'm smiling, but that's just because I want to keep my state, which is as bad as things can get. You still got to laugh at the. I mean, it's a mess. I'm in a mess. But you know what? I'm still here. I'm still fighting the good fight. And I still get to stream until they come and take me away from this darned phone. So yeah, my starfish is puckered. My bank account is quickly dwindling to nada. And I'm very concerned about my immediate future, but I live in Danielson, Connecticut. That means there ain't much in regards to good employment around here. I mean, I've done the burger joint thing. I suppose I could do Walmart. We're coming in on that line. I am currently enjoying a nice Coca-Cola, the original flavor. The old Bill Cosby flavor. Not the new Bill Cosby flavor. The new Coke had roofies in it. If you don't know what a roofie is, a roofie's a drug that supposedly Bill Cosby put in women's drinks to make them all out of it so he could take sexual advantage of them. That was the thing. However, that same thing that he was accused of happened to be a recreational activity back in those days. So I'm going to have a Coke and a smile. I'm going to keep on keeping on. Because what choice do I got? I could give up. I think maybe people want me to give up. Maybe. I don't think Blue wants me to give up because I think he's in my corner. I think Blue's in my corner. I think Eric's in my corner. I think Jean-Papi likes me. And I think, I haven't seen Little Bits in a while. But I have seen Skank Hunt 42. And there's a guy, I love Skank Hunt 42. I wrote a song about him, I love him so much. And then, of course, my good friend Dixon. Dixon my ass. Dixon has entered this room without consent on more than one occasion. But once he was here, we enjoyed him. And that's kind of what it feels like when you have Dixon around. He likes to put the pills in the people, and then he likes to put the bill in the people. Jello, lady dee dee dee. He got plenty of that in the slammer. He never should have been. All of that stuff. They're arresting everybody. They're arresting every day. You turn on the news. A gym teacher in North Texas, a gym teacher in South Dakota, a PE teacher up in Nebraska. What are they? Well, they might have touched somebody. Sent them right to jail. Guy in Georgia didn't do anything. Some girl just said, he raped me because he was creepy. Oh, I shouldn't say that word. But she accused him. Yeah, nothing. He was nowhere near her. And he stayed in jail for a month before they realized, he was nowhere even near her. And then she admitted to it. So a month was lost. This guy was put away for a month with no empirical evidence, just because someone said, he's creepy, so I should have him put away. Some Karen decided she was judge, jury, and executioner, and the Georgia police went, no, all right, okay, well, he's just a guy. We can, throw them in the prisons for profit system. I mean, why not? They make you eat the pudding pops in the Georgia prison system, I'm sure. If they don't feed you to the gators, they have gators in Georgia, right? Devil went down to Georgia looking for a soul to steal. It's a song, I think. Not quite sure. Again, this is just soda. But I've lost it. I've lost touch with reality. And now I'm sharing my mind-bending experience with you. Why? I don't know. Because I need somebody to talk to. That's not true. I got people to talk to. I got a great neighbor. I got a great roommate. I live in a very tranquil area. Very peaceful around here. I don't hear it all. I don't hear any gunshots. I hear planes, a lot of planes, occasionally a chopper on their way to some important thing. We have a local airport around here, so they have the little small planes. I mean, not that small, but you know what I'm saying? The ones you get into, they're like, oh, legs and eggs. I'm a bus. Oh, what a Sunday. It's been a very busy week. And there have been good things, but primarily there have been bad things. And I've been trying to cope with those bad things with a smile on my face and some saunter in my step. I'm trying to keep calm and carry on. But you know what? Hear that? I'm out. We're going on a field trip. I'm going to my kitchen. Why? Well, because that's where the liquids are. And I think I'm starting this, buttons by accident. Aren't I a grandpa? All right. Everyone's drunk uncle. Well, let's remedy that. Now we're in the... See how the tone changed? Now we're in the secret part of the house. Oh, I have to move stuff. Oh. Well, do I want a Sprite? Do I want a Coca-Cola? Here. So let me show you guys what I got here. Yeah, Coca-Cola. A little Pure Life. I got some on the border chunky salsa. I got some pasta salad for eating later. And an onion. I suppose I could have a tea. I'll do a tea. Nice tea. Brisk. Yeah. And then, there we go. All right. Got my tea in hand. And I'm gonna... You know what? I'm doing this all night. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care anymore. That's not true. I care. See, I'm lying to myself. Every now and then I think I got it all together. And the universe conspires. Drink your tea like a good boy. Oh, drink your little tea, you teetotaler. Can't handle the real drinks. Oh, you know you want some. You want some whiskey, don't you, boy? Well, yeah, I would. Right now, I would do a shot of whiskey. But I have none. If you guys would like to super chat me some whiskey, I'd be glad to down that stuff right down. Glug, 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 glug. Especially today. It doesn't taste good at all. It's all right. Yeah. I got editing to do this week. That's a good thing. I get to relive the contest one more time. Chugging natural ice. It's not even 10 o'clock. It's like 8:46 p.m. For those keeping track, it's 8:46 p.m. I'm broadcasting from Danielson, Connecticut. And the sun has gone down. And I drink at 10 p.m. Alcohol, that is. I drink alcohol after 10 p.m. Sometimes I bend those rules. Jean Papi. See the cadence, the bouquet. Wants me to start drinking early because he knows I got a rack of natty ice. Old Natty's back there, and it's calling me. It's going, come on, Kev, it's been a rough day. Why don't you tag it on? Why don't you go over the top? Why don't you tell him what you really feel? Well, I could. And I am tempted because it is there. It's calling to me. It's going, Kevin, drink me, please. You know you want a little natty in you. And I do. It's that little voice on my shoulder. And it's not the hat of condemnation. That's like the angel. You know, I have the angel on one side and the devil on the other side. I got the devil over here. And he's going, you need to drink. You need to drink a lot. You need to drink fast. And then you need to go to sleep. Or you go out, you cause chaos. Nah, I don't think. I'm not the chaos sort of guy. But now I can't waste the brisk. So I'm going to have to finish. I'll finish the brisk first. Then maybe we'll get there. No one ever sticks in the, you know. I gotta pace myself because I plan on streaming for a while tonight. Like I think the last time I did it for like a half an hour, and that was fine. But I'm just hanging out. I'm just gonna keep staying here, and then eventually at some point I will start drinking, and then I'll start talking more, and then I'll start showing my words. And then I'll start acting like even more of an imbecile than what I do in real life. And you have that to look forward to. And so, you know, good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. You've reached the program that true intellectuals love to watch, and that's Kevin G Nicholson, live and direct from Danielson, Connecticut, drinking tea and natural ice for the whole world to watch, point, and make fun of. I'd show you how tiny my junk is, but then I'd get censored, and we don't want that. So I'd be the smallest censor bar you ever saw. Be like a Tic Tac, like a little black Tic Tac, just covering up the junk. And then I'd have to pixelate the black dot because, you know, that implies. Everyone's so oversensitive about whether or not someone's showing a nipple or not. I feel them. I know I have nipples. You probably have nipples too. I think most people have nipples. And yet, you know, you show one in the wrong place, it's like the world ends. You get a SWAT team down on you. I mean, when being a human being becomes persecutable, that's when we're all really in trouble. Because it's just like, what was he doing? He was standing there. Well, what was he? Well, he didn't have a shirt on. Really? That's why you're going to put him away? How many years? 40 years. For being topless in the wrong place. Now you go, Kevin, that's ludicrous. No one would to a guy. Well, if a girl does it, let's say she does it across the street from a playground. And they go, oh, that's wrong. Then it's pseudosexual. Well, what if she's breastfeeding? Oh, well, then it's okay. I don't understand. It's the same nipple. But it's the context of that nipple. So really, they're arresting people for context. They're not arresting people because there was damage done. They're arresting people for context. That's dangerous, in my stupid opinion. My sober, stupid opinion. But luckily, see, there are good things. If you get it, you got it. I can go off on the world, and then I can still be grateful for my little world around me. I got tea. I got air conditioning because it's been very hot here. Across the country, it's been roasting like in the 90s to 100s. And I've managed to have a place of solitude where I could hide from the heat and then go out and work in it and then come back in and kind of recharge. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the guy who invented air conditioning. God bless that guy, because our lives would be miserable if that guy hadn't come up with the idea of going, okay, let's put some Freon and then we'll get it expand and contract, and then that'll make things cooler. That guy deserves a medal. I know he's already passed on, but he deserved a medal. I hope he got a medal. I should look up to see if he got a medal. Rumble strips, another great invention that whoever came up with the little bumps on the side of the road, so if you start dozing while you're driving and you roll over it, it goes brrr, and it wakes you up, and it goes, oh, you went too far. I love rumble strips. That's another gift of mankind that is underappreciated. So that's a good thing about living where I live, is they have rumble strips. The other good thing, cruise control. Love cruise control. And you can just hit the button and go, okay, this is what's the speed limit? Speed limit 65. I hit the button, it stays at 65. All I gotta do is stay in the road, stay in between the white lines, get where I need to go safely, and I'm good. I love cruise control. Another great invention that we didn't have 100 years ago. We didn't have it 50 years ago. Now, don't get me wrong, I love some of those old-time cars. I saw a couple of them today, and I'm like, that brings me back. And because you can fix them yourself. It involved basic mechanics. Now, you need a computer technician, an LAN port, and you got to sign a Microsoft agreement in order to get into the car. I don't like that. If I want to go back, I want to get the old-fashioned, I want to get a 1978 Datsun 210 hatchback. That was a good car. Excuse me. Engine ran forever. Body rotted out, which was a common thing of cars at that time. But that was a great car. I loved that car. And you know what? I could fix it. I like something that you can fix yourself. I appreciate that there are technicians and there are mechanics out there who have the ability of doing that, and I respect that. But for those of us who aren't making the big bucks, it's nice to be able to go, I need a part for the car, I'll buy a part for the car and I can put it in. Now everything's so Tetrised into the engines, you can't do anything. You can't fix your own car. And they don't even run the same. Even the gearing systems are different. But anyway, that's another thing. The old-fashioned cars versus the new-fashioned cars. But the old cars have cruise control. You'd have to put like a book down and hope it stayed in the right position. Or they used to have like a little ring, kind of like how they do on like screen doors, where you pull the ring and it'll keep the door open. And you could use that back in the day. So I like the fact that they've been, innovative enough to go, hey, we can automate this, so you just press a button. However, if that takes up 3/4 of the engine block, I don't think we need it that much. You know what I'm saying? It's a little here, a little there. Again, true wisdom is knowing Kevin G Nicholson, which is my name, knows nothing. But I know how to sit here with my brisk and bitch. Well, that wasn't bitching. That was like kudos to invention. Kudos to air conditioning. Kudos to cruise control. And kudos to rumble strips. 3 good things there are in modern society. All right, how about this? I'm gonna keep going for things I'm grateful for. the fact that there's like every kind of food type I could possibly imagine within like a few miles of me. Like there's Thai, there's Japanese, there's Chinese, there's Mexican, there's Indian, there's, I mean, there are so many choices. And some of them are really good, like top of the line. Like the best place, I want to say it's the Amato down in Dayville, Connecticut. And everything I've ever had there was expertly prepared, and it was cheaper than going to Burger King. You know what I mean? You go to Burger King now and it's like, you want a couple Whoppers, that's like $25. That's crazy. But I can go, down the road a little bit, and I can get the chef prepared. I mean, really delicious. And you could tell they blood, sweat, and tears and training, and they must have had the little sushi school and the whole bit. And that's right up the road, and it's very inexpensive compared to Burger King. It's very inexpensive. It's amazing things have come full circle that way. So I'm grateful that there's so many good food choices in my close proximity. What else am I grateful for? Well, I'm grateful I have a place to live. I'm grateful I have electricity. I'm grateful I have hot water. I'm reaching here. But that's good. Whatever's going on, if you got hot water and you got a roof over your head, you're doing pretty good. Even if it's just a tent, it still counts. I mean, if you think about it, when you live in an apartment, you're just camping in a big wooden box anyway. But you pay to camp in a big wooden box. Or you can go down to the local state park with an actual tent. And I think they have air-conditioned tents too now. So, you got yourself a little tablet, a battery and a solar panel. You chill out. Low cost living, but you're not living high. You're not living high on the hog. I'm not living high on the hog. I doubt many of us. I doubt many of you people watching are living high on the hog. It's a rough time out there. Everything's very expensive just to kind of stay alive. And I'm not taking, it's like the battle between order and chaos. And we see it play out every day. And just when we think we've got things ordered and everything's going to run fine and we can make work from the base, someone comes and knocks that sucker over. And it's not fair, but that's life. And you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, if you have bootstraps, and you fight and you keep going and you try to make things better as best you can. Even when people betray you, even when people rob you, even when people, people can be mean, but you got to persevere and you got to, give it the old best try you can. I mean, you don't have to. You could just give up, but then what are you going to do? You're just going to wallow into a puddle? I don't want to wallow into a puddle. I mean, I might get there at some point. I still got some fight left in me. I still think, regardless of whether I'm poor or not, I mean, I did produce 24 freaking albums, and some of them are pretty good. And I have built this YouTube channel up to 1,600 subscribers, and that's tough to do too. Don't let them fool you. Even getting to 1,000 was so difficult. And it took, I know another girl, Leanne, she's got she does a pagan channel. It's Leanne's Witchy Room. So go see that if you're into Wiccan stuff. And she's been at it for 3 years, and she just got past 1,000 subscribers. And now I'm sure she's going to be fighting for watch time, which will be interesting. But it's not an easy gig. It's not like you just jump on board and all of a sudden the money starts, starts rolling in. I've been doing this channel monetized for 3 months now, and I think I've made $55. And that's with tips. That means people have been tipping me through Super Chats. Thank you, Blue. God bless you. And Eric, they tipped me. And I mean, who am I? Do I deserve it? Well, that's for you to decide. But they were kind enough to do that, and that's very helpful because when I get to 100, I can actually cash out and get myself like a pack of butts or something. You know what I mean? It's been rough. But and I've been at this for quite a few years, working on this YouTube channel, and I still don't have it. I'm not even close to having it down. But I know if I keep at it, and I hope if I keep at it, I mean, I don't know anything, but at least it's a positive direction to be going in, because it was the music, and then Spotify stuck their giant greedy fingers up my rectum and took 80% of what I was getting. Still hurts. I'm still feeling it right now. So now I've redoubled my efforts into the YouTube, because I'm hoping that if I keep putting my nose to the grindstone, if I keep working at it, that someone is going to go, hey, maybe this kid's got something. Oh, I got news though. I guess it's kind of good. I'm going to be a host at a film industry mix in Hartford, Connecticut at the end of the year in November. And I'll be introducing directors and introducing directors' films and like other creators in my area, in the Connecticut area. And so that'll be an interesting thing, and you'll hear more about that as that approaches. But I agreed to do that a couple days ago, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to that, because I've hosted before, but I think this is going to be a good hosting gig for me, because I'll be able to wear the tie. I like wearing the tie. I like having a reason to wear the tie. I mean, like the Ren Fair. That's a good time to wear the tie. And people make fun of me because I go to like the hippie festivals and the tux. And the thing is that everyone else dresses so brightly. Like if you go to like a hippie festival or even a Renaissance festival, everyone's dressed so brightly. Well, how are you going to stand out? Well, you got to dress in black and white. That's the contrast. So that's why I do that. And because it's classy. I'm a classy guy. Hawk Taw. Yeah, has she done a photo spread yet, the Hawk Taw girl? Anyone know? Because, it was funny the first time I heard it, and then I heard she got signed by Penthouse. And then everyone said she was a teacher and she lost her job, but that turned out not to be true. And now I guess she's very unhappy because people are actually making rude innuendos to her. Gee, I wonder why they would do that. So who do you think the next Hawk Taw? I mean, what's going to be the next thing that's going to go viral? You just can't tell. I'm hoping I'll get lucky and just capture something, but, I think it's going to be me in the woods with a bear. Think, well, you know what? I'm going to ask a bear. Would you rather be in the woods with a guy or with a woman? And the bear is going to say, guy. I'd rather be in the woods with a guy, because at least I know exactly where I stand with a guy. If I go into the woods with a woman, wow, she is going to expect me to be a mind reader. She's going to expect me to know exactly how she feels all the time. And I'm just going to eat her. Because I'm a bear, and that's what bears do. You can Hawk Taw me, hey, it's Dixon. Everybody likes a little Dixon. My ass. Good to see you, Dixon. That's two. Now I feel like I've gotten the front and back doors filled. My chocolate starfish is quivering because Dixon is now in the room. Everyone say hi to Dixon. And how have you been doing in this Hawk Taw world? I'm a hot dog girl in a hot dog world. I'm in penthouse. Good for her. I bet you we'll see that Hyman in the very near future. They used to call me the Hyman Hammond. Hyman Hammond? I meant Hyman Hammer. Get yourself a box of Hyman Hammer baking soda. Would you still love me if I were a worm? Depends on where you put the worm, I guess. Are you putting it in my chocolate starfish? Are you putting it near my balloon knot? It's all those metaphors. Metaphors for the back doors. I'm psycho. I'm in rough shape. I'd love you, Dixon. I'd love you, Dixon, no matter what form you took. Although, if it's a worm, they'd probably just feel like I had the runs. Run, run, baby, run, 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 run. Run. Right here. Because I am not a role model. People were calling me drunk uncle again when I first started streaming too. I'm on board. Tonight's gonna be drunk uncle night, and I'm gonna start early too. As soon as I finish this tea, as soon as it's empty. It's time for a little natty. It's a little early. Actually, it's a lot early. It's like 50 minutes early. But you know what? I'm in charge of me. And that means, I can make the rules. In this house, I am the god here. Until knock, knock, knock. All right, empty. Oh, don't blush. You know, we have something special. It's spiritual. It's spiritual in a very anal way. Spiritual anal? Is that a thing? Can something be spiritual anal? Alright, I gotta move stuff out of the way. I hope it's chilled by now. Only put it in here a few hours ago. I'm hopeful. Oh yeah. We'll try one. We'll try it. We'll see if the taste lingers. Really, you need them. You need them snapping cold. I make all the girls blush. That's why they don't let me around the dorms anymore. They used to love me at the dorms. I was a very popular lad when I was a youthful, invigorated soul. The ladies, they loved me. I don't know what was wrong with them, but they loved me all the same. Oh. All right, let's see how it doesn't feel that cold. Oh. But you can't see me drinking. Isn't that the rule? I have to follow YouTube guidelines. Must follow YouTube community standards. Gotta keep the community standard. Community's important. It's an important community. Yeah, it needed a couple more hours to chill, but that's all right. I'll make do. Because you can't really pour beer over ice. It kind of dilutes. I don't know. I'm not a beer over ice guy. I mean, I know I ain't nobody. I mean, look at me. I'm a nervous person. See, this is where your drunk uncle loses it. Pop. It makes that noise. See that reverberation? That's desperation bouncing off my soul. And I hope it bounces off into Sweden and takes the Spotify headquarters and makes it smell like taco salad, which is what I ate. Oh, but it's been an interesting week in gardening news. Gardening news? There's no such thing as gardening. Things grew. My pumpkin patch got really big, and I think I see the starts of pumpkins, but true wisdom, knowing I don't know anything, but I know the plants are really big and they're still living, so that's a good thing. So I'm hoping I'll get at least a few pumpkins when the season arises, when it gets to the fall. So we still got August is going to be a hot one. September. So by the end of September, we should know. And you'll see. I'll be updating in the shorts. Oh yes. Those pumpkins are for special purposes. Smell is okay as long as it's grippy and a little sloppy. Oh, slippy. Sorry, Dixon. And, those special purposes, it's important to know when you have those special times. It's that special time of month for that special person. And that special slippity-sloppity, slidety-slippity in the pumpkin-y. Because, there's nothing like another freshly shaved October. I've had 2 albums. One album was Freshly Shaved October, and the second was Another Freshly Shaved October. I think if I do any more albums, I might not. I don't know. I'm really despondent about this Spotify thing. But maybe it'll be my 3rd freshly shaved, or 3 freshly shaved Octobers. That would be 3 pumpkins with the vaginas carved out of them. 'Cause that's comedy. It's funny, and I'm a funny guy. Funny looking, funny smelling. I don't know how I taste. Oh, yeah, I don't taste good. That's what all the girls tell me. That's not true. I don't talk to girls. I'm afraid of them. Because they can litigate without evidence. What a great country this is. We've gone so far down the woke rabbit hole. Truth doesn't matter. Man, this is how you feel. Oh, there's nothing like a good scratch and sniff. Let me try it now. Oh, where's the camera? There we go. You scratch you? Oh, smells like tuna. Tuna! Remember Charlie the Starkist? Starkist tuna? Sorry, Charlie. We only serve fresh tuna. So what they were implying was that Charlie was old fish. Yeah. Well, we got to prosecute everybody. It's the American way of life. Even it's funny because I do shorts, if you didn't know, and I've been doing the medieval fair and posting short segments of that. And there was one scene where the audience was so invested in what was going on, where when the sheriff of Nottingham arrested Robin Hood and had his guards drag him back to where he was going to be executed, the audience went bonkers and they were screaming. They're like, no. And then one girl in the midst of it goes, you can sue them. Oh, and it was so funny. And then someone posted underneath in the comments, they're like, that's the most American thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, yep. Yeah, everyone's so happy. But it was funny. She was doing it comedically because, audience, they were getting into it, which is good because you want an audience to get into your act when you're on stage. I haven't been on stage a ton, but I've been on enough to know that I like it when the audience is actually interacting with you a little bit, or at least paying attention. Because, oh God, there have been some gigs where you're just doing stuff and no one's paying attention. So it's like, why am I even here? I mean, so you essentially turn into a jukebox, and that's no fun for an artist, most of them. You know, it's one thing, it's like, I used to do karaoke DJing. And it was one thing to say, okay, here's the dance list, and then you hit play, and you can go up and interact with others. But when you're doing karaoke, you have to set everything up for each singer, and you have to make sure the list is in order, and you got to, keep the pace doing it. But everyone thinks that you serve them and them first, and it's like that sense of entitlement. They're like, well, you're getting paid, so you have to do what I want. It's like, no. I'm getting paid, so I agreed to do this service to entertain you guys. If you start treating me like a douche, if you treat me poorly, I don't want to entertain you. I want to go home at that point and do other stuff that's more fun than listening to you bitch at me because I didn't play your song fast enough. That's the way it is. Well, yeah, and it's crazy. It's like the bear in the woods. I'd rather the women saying, oh, they feel safer with a bear in the woods than they would with a man. The bear will kill the girl. But they're so delusional, they think that if you're in the jungle in Africa and a tiger comes up to you, you can't Karen your way out of that. You can't go, I want to speak to your tiger supervisor. There is no tiger supervisor. You are that tiger's lunch now. You can't have a protest. You can't wear a pink hat and make things different. You're not going to be able to cancel the panther or the tiger or the lion. You can't, they're going to cancel you. They're going to cancel your existence because that's nature. And the rules of nature supersede the rules of man. And Karen doesn't understand that. She thinks she can go into the woods and she can have a debate with the bear and that the bear's going to let her live. Sorry, I said too much. I've shared too much. I feel it in my heart. Nah, it's just a palpitation. I am, Senator Palpitation. I'm part of the new alliance from the Star Wars female army. You know what Kathleen Kennedy did? Kathleen Kennedy's like in charge of Star Wars department down there in Star Wars land, Disney Village, where she hobnobs with a mouse to get her way. Well, she replaced all the CEOs, all of the people down there at Disney with women. Because that's what we mean. I don't know if she was hoping all of them would sync up and menstruate at the same time. I'm not sure what the logic was, but boy, Star Wars has turned into a great piece of work, hasn't it? Boy, it's an epic adventure on how strong independent women can take on the universe, even on a heavy flow day. Although Kathleen Kennedy doesn't look like she flows anymore. She looks pretty dry. I think that well has been tapped long ago, and that's where the current level of feminism has come from. It's where I want Song of the South back. I know that's a terrible thing to say, too. On principle. I don't like all the overcompensation. Everyone makes mistakes. As a society, as a culture, we shouldn't try to sweep it under the rug like it never happened. We just remember and go, okay, let's try to do better as we go forward. You don't look for who's culpable 200 years after the fact. We had Columbus Day until 3 years ago, and now it's Indigenous Now it's Columbus was a murdering bastard day. And now it's in remembrance of all the Native Americans. It doesn't help any of them. It's just a placation. Can I say placation? Or is that breaking the rules of conduct? But don't get me wrong, Disney World is beautiful. And, and the effort and the energy and the original Walt Disney's dream, it's an achievement. It's a beautiful achievement. I'm glad it exists. But when money grubbing CEOs go in, they go, we're gonna change it to reflect modern times. Holy, it just goes bye-bye. Well, yeah, we don't want, we're all equal. Like, we have the same equal weight in society, and that's the way it should be. We're individuals. We are all people. Regardless of our reproductive organs, we still got a brain on a stick. And the brain in there, as far as I know, should be treated like a person, like a sovereign entity. But once you start saying, wow, you walked near my vagina, you got to go to jail, that's not equality. That's the opposite of equality. You should not be persecuted just for walking near a vagina, regardless of its state or exposure. And how come now since my reproductions are on the outside of my body rather than the inside of my body, I'm the bad guy. And they'd rather hang out with a bear until they find out the bear doesn't have marijuana, in which case they go, oh, never mind, we'll hang out with the dude because we can smoke his weed. Well, see, that's the thing. And I'm venting about this stuff. But, and one of the things about Disney World, they won't let you smoke in Disney World anymore. It's smoking verboten. Walt Disney smoked almost every day of his life, from like cradle to freaking end. There was a tobacco shop in Disney World when it opened. But they're going so far the other way. It's just like, you can't legislate everyone to safety. And, you should allow, it's like, if there were a certain member of society that couldn't exist outside of the water, let's say there was the mermaids. Let's say we had mermaids. And those mermaids wanted to visit Disney World, they should have a little section where they can go in the water and visit Disney World and go, okay, this is their section. That's great. Instead, certain people aren't allowed here. I mean, it's just another form of racism. But it's racism against the male gender. And that's where we're at right now in society. Because #MeToo. I first read that. I read it as I thought that was a pound sign. Pound me too. All these, I thought I was getting over. I thought people just found me attractive all at once. No, it wasn't. They were mad. And why were they mad? Because there's a casting couch. I didn't make that up. I didn't make the casting. That's been in existence well before I existed. And Harvey Weinstein didn't make it. He played it. And I mean, whatever. I don't know. I think it's oversensitivity. Oh. Someone's texting me, but you know what? I'm with you. I'm with you, and I'm sticking with you for a little bit. I said I was going to do this for a few hours, and by Jove, I'm an hour in, and I got another hour left to me at least. I should plug in, though, before I lose. I'm going to put this in you, and it's only going to pinch for a second, so just Ready? Just for a second. It won't hurt much. Oh! See? You barely felt it. And now you're getting charged. Jeez. See, the original vent for this was me going off because I have 24 albums on Spotify. It's just instrumental stuff that's supposed to be pick you up, feel good stuff, like while you do dishes or while you work, where you can go lee. Wait, maybe some of it's on. Yeah, there's some of it in the background. This is my music, and you're just supposed to kind of like, you do whatever it is, whether it's video games or wash your dishes, and then shower next time, or slower next time. Took me a second, Dixon. I know, I got excited, so I'll try to be slow. But no, but this stuff, so I did a bunch of albums because it's kind of upbeat, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. And I don't expect it to do like fantastic. I didn't expect any of it to go viral, but I figured people like new age, and I like listening to this stuff occasionally. So all right, I'll do a few albums, and they did all right. It was like encouraged because Spotify was actually paying me for the plays. Well, in the last year, Spotify said, "Now we're recalculating everything," and they took 80% of what they owed me, and so they essentially stole my royalties. And unless things change in the next 10 days, I think they're gonna still continue to keep taking. In which case, I don't want to make any more albums if I'm gonna get screwed like that. Like, I'm glad I made them for the creative aspect, but I don't want to put it on Spotify if they're just gonna they're gonna change the deal a couple years in. So yeah, so that's where a lot of my angst comes from right now, is because I was only getting like a couple $100 a month, but I depended on a couple $100 a month to help out. So that's where that angst comes. The feminist stuff, that's been going on for a long time, where, because I can't walk anywhere without someone wanting to call the manager. You know what I mean? So there's someone wants litigation on everything. Well, I think if the royalties work where, okay, we're going to pay you this much anytime that you get a stream. And it was a ridiculously low number. Like, I don't know if you know who Weird Al Yankovic is. He's a comic musician, and he does spoof songs. And he just posted something on YouTube talking about how he earned something like 30 million streams. And he said the money that Spotify gave him was enough so he could get a sandwich. And so he thanked Spotify for the sandwich. But, it's kind of like that little... He was kind of giving him the finger with sarcasm. Because what they're doing is screwy, and people are getting upset. And I'm one of those people. But I can't enforce that. I mean, litigation ain't going to do anything. By the time something comes from it, I'm going to be probably passed on. It's be like 15, 20 years before anything comes to fruition. Because that's the way the government works. That's the way the justice system works. And the justice system has nothing to do with justice. It has to do with pounds of flesh. Well, how much money can we get out of one party or the other? And how much can our cut be? It's a duplicitous system, in my opinion. But I know nothing because I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that'll be great. So when I'm in my adult wheelchair, adult diaper years, I'll be able to get a nice wheelchair. I think I'm going back though. I'm just gonna turn them into CDs again. CDs will come back. Vinyl came back. I think I'll put them on vinyl. See, and I'm just sitting here talking to you, and I'm chilling to my own music in the background, and I'm getting into it. It's not, this is high art, but it's, something you can find. Oh, this is called the Zen Elevator. And this is like, if you're in an elevator and you see the, passing up and down, and you're like, oh, where are we going? But you're in a state of zen, so you're like, wherever we end up, we end up. But you still see the things going around and around. I don't know if you got that from that. That's what I had in mind when I wrote it. And that's where I was at that time. I thought it was a good album. That's right, wheelchair with an automatic diaper changer. Change my diaper button. Hit the diaper button. You know you wanna hit the diaper button. Oh, it's poopy. You don't want that. See, that'll be I'm doing a comedy album. I'm gonna release it. Go F you, Spotify. Change my diaper button. See, and the thing is, it tells a story. If you listen, it goes through like highs and lows, and there's a journey. It's like a Zen-like journey. And I do have, people do listen to it, people do like it. I like it. But Spotify is like, no, we didn't do that. I don't even know what that was. It's just started. Excuse me, I see a man about a horse over here. That's terrible. It's the worst drink ever. Dixon! I'll always tempt you with a good time, Dixon. Because if there's one thing I love, it's Dixon. My ass. I mean, please do. I'm not pushing Spotify, but it's on Pandora and on Apple Music and on Amazon, I guess, pays the most. Amazon Music. And you can do it here on YouTube. I'm listed as a topic. I think it's under Black Stripe Productions, which is this pseudo company. But so you can listen to the music on places other than Spotify. And I get paid for those. But Spotify was the big, breadwinner for a while. And so I got used to, I was hawking for them. I was their stooge. I'm like, Spotify is great. Not realizing they had the dagger behind my back. Thank you, Spotify. Take your green dot and shove it up that old balloon knot. See, I don't want to have to click buttons. I'm leaning over to drink. So it's not on camera, so AI won't know exactly what I'm drinking. And then at that point, they won't censor me off the cuff. And then I'll have to hit a button about monetization. Looking, well, this isn't suitable for all people. I'm not doing anything. I have a dagger behind your back, but in a good... Hey, he's got a little flesh dagger. As long as nicely lubed. I feel a Peter in my sphincter. Oh, goodness. Oh, my, what was that, George Takei? Oh, my. Ooh, it's Dixon. Yeah, it's been an odd week, and it's gonna get odder, I'm sure, as time goes on. But we are almost out of July, which I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing through July, but we're almost at the end there. And so we're coming to really the height of summer. And I like summer. Even when it's really super hot, I still like summer over winter. Because you can still go outside and it's very hot, but it doesn't hurt like the winter and you go out and it's like snapping cold. I just prefer, and I prefer leaves. Hey, if leaves it can still exist, then I want to be around leaves. I like trees. I like my plants. I know that's very simplistic, but in some ways, I'm a very simplistic guy. I like my plants. I like my garden. I like my flowers. See, I'm saying it in a New England accent. I like my flowers, not flowers. Flowers. Because I was born and raised in New England, and it's wicked piss out here. But we don't say Oz. I don't know why I just went into Christopher Walken. Because Devil, you're talking to my boy all wrong. You don't talk to my boy in that tone. It's my Christopher Walken. Thank you very much. This girl I met. She had so many STDs. So many STDs. Let me tell you about her. Her name was Erin. And she had every STD known to man and a few that you haven't heard of. And that's why I don't have an external reproductive organ anymore. It just shriveled off. It turned brown. There was a lot of screaming. I don't know who was doing the screaming. I think it was like air pockets as it just compressed into a nothingness. It was horrible. It was a horror show. Every STD all at once in one vagina. And it obviously had to travel to her brain. And that's why she decided to give that group of STDs to another fella. She gave those STDs to another fella. She said he was better. You're talking about my boy. All wrong. It's my boy. I love Christopher Walken. When he danced in Weapon of Choice, that's when he won me, though. I'm walking in a winter wonderland. He was he played the Emperor in the latest Dune movies. He was the Emperor of the universe. I'm thinking, how fitting. I watched it all the way through just for Christopher Walken. He's walking in a winter wonderland. There are a few. I guess we just lost Newhart, Bob Newhart, recently. I mean, I think he was like 93. I think he was in his 90s, so it wasn't like it. This is the standard thing to say is, well, if they were in their 90s or older, it was like it was a good run. Fuck you. No one wants to die. A good run is not dying. Where's modern science now? Oh, I know there has to be an ebb and flow in life, but I want Christopher Walken to stay around forever. Yeah, of course, I wanted that for Betty White too. I think Betty White. I mean, it's a shame we couldn't nominate people to immortality. Ooh, that might be a good movie, actually, if we could nominate people to eternity. Ooh, that might be a neat premise. Because, Betty White would have been one of those people where it would have been like, yeah, she gets to. So let's say if they were let's say they developed a shot that could give you a 21-year-old body again, and they just give it to you, and all of a sudden you and you transform back into your 18-year-old self, or your 21-year-old self. That would be cool. But they would only have so much, so we'd have to pick who's lucky enough to get it. And I think Betty White, Christopher Walken, George Carlin's gone, so it's too late for him. Well, Dave Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle should get it. And you know who I think shouldn't get it? Will Smith. And definitely not Jada Pinkett Smith. She deserves alopecia. That's right, you, Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm talking to you. You and your bald head. You and your cheating bald head. Horrible woman. horrible woman. And that poor guy. I'm talking about Will Smith. Despite the fact, you know, you want to talk about a simp gone wild. Will Smith, simp gone wild. It's where alopecia girl goes, hey, slap him. Hey, hit him. Hey, do what I tell you, or you ain't getting access to the vajayjay. Really, Will Smith? It didn't look like that vajayjay was at Fanene. Just saying. I mean, I'm no judge of your wife's vagina, but if you're going to go slapping people because of your wife's vagina or because of her alopecia, then let me give you an alopecia of my mind. Stop it. She's the words who are, if you say them quickly, who are Jada Pinkett Smith. That's who are I talking about. What a mess that was, Jada Pinkett. You know, and the thing is like most women, she was attractive for 15 minutes in her life, and she happened to hit Will Smith up during those 15 minutes where she was a smoke show. And that was all it took. 15 minutes of a smoke show, she was able to put on the exterior to where she actually looked like she had a heart and soul. It was all an illusion. It was the Matrix. The Matrix hacked her, and it hacked her head. That's right. Alopecia. And she got freaked out over that, over a G.I. Jane joke. Weak, thin-skinned, feminist institutions and individuals. And I find it very peculiar that if you look up any of this stuff about all of these people who are trying to save the children from this sexual crime and that sexual crime, everyone leading those institutions are people who have supposedly been had that crime committed against them. Why are they in it? To protect others? No, they're in it for revenge. They want a piece of that. They want a piece of meat. They want their pile of flesh. But we need to save the children. You're not saving anyone. You're just getting revenge because you're pissy. You ain't saving anyone. You can't save anyone after the fact. It's impossible. There is no such thing as restitution. I'm not giving you restitution because you were a slave in Egypt. That's right. I'm going back to Moses. This is before America. I'm not giving you restitution because your great-great-great-grandfather did something inappropriate with my great-great-great-grandmother. No, I'm seeking no restitution for that. I think, sometimes you gotta let it go and move on and build a better future forward. Not look back and go, oh, you know what he did? You know what they did? I want justice. You don't want justice. You want pounds of flesh. You want revenge. Well, good luck. You carry that revenge in your heart. And you know what? Eventually, and this has happened to most of females in America, the outside of your body looks like the inside. Fake. And mean. And just fat. Just saying. I'm not inebriated. I'm trying to get inebriated, but I'm not. But I got a lot of things. I got issues to talk about. That's one of them. That's the one because I keep seeing it. Can you show me a movie where a strong single female doesn't enter and she's got one kid and of course the guy was a dirtbag because we're guys. So we got to write it into the story. It's always true. The guy left the girl. No, the guy didn't leave the girl. The girl screwed around with the guy's best friend and the guy's best friend's buddy. And it said, you didn't know how I feel. You weren't a mind reader. No? Well, look, you go with Mr. Teabaggins over there, and you have a good time. Well, leave me alone. You never loved... No, not anymore. I thought you were something at one point, but no. No, you go off there with Mr. Teabaggins. He'll treat you good for about a week. And then he'll move on to something better. Because there's definitely something better from you, you weak, fragile flower. Because you're a pretty butterfly. Nah. That's a callback joke. If you've seen my videos, you kind of get it. If you haven't, then go back and look. Go back, do your research. A lot of long-form videos for you to get through. Some of it's funny. Some of it's actually good. But you have to find the good stuff. And then you have to report back to me because I don't know what the good stuff is. That's where I'm at. Sunday night. It's 9:47 p.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. I am in the Eastern time zone. And I'm pretty sure I just soiled my underwear. And it's sticky and chunky. And there's corn. And there's what else is commonly known in fecal matter. Corn and that it kind of has chili. So nuts. The nuts go through. So yes, so I got corn and nuts. I have corn nuts in my stool. I've made this stool entirely of corn nuts and epoxy resin. So I've an epoxy resin corn nut stool. I'll show you a sample. No, I'm not going to show you a sample because that means I'd have to take it out and that would fumigate the room and then you see all the flies fall out. It would be bad. And then, of course, you know, is it back there? That's the hat of condemnation. And then it'll be looking at me. It'll be judging me the entire way. See it looking at me? It's looking at me accusingly. Damn hat. It's the hat of condemnation. It condemns me. Every morning. Sounds delicious. Well, that's taco meat if I ever heard it. Let's get a falafel and fill that sucker up. Yeehaw! It's not supposed to be chocolate, is it? Ew, ooh, ew, ooh. Oh. It's good to have you around, Dixon. It's really good to have you around. Around my ass. What? Oh, I'll definitely save you. What's another kibbles and kibbles and turds? No, kibbles and shits. I got me the kibbles and shits. I know it's gonna come to me. And there it came to me again. It's been a strange day. Everyone needs a bite. Everyone needs a bite on my rectal sandwich. My rectal hoagie. The rectal sub. It's all insta-rectal. Wasn't there was an interaction? Interaction? January 5th? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. See, that proves I'm not AI. I'm a real boy. No, I am not AI. AI has class. And I haven't had class in a very long time. I've taken classes. Doesn't help. I've watched classes. Does it count if you watch like college classes on YouTube? Like, I'm not saying I don't want like accreditation for it, but if you learn the material, you learn the material. It still counts, right? Like if I sit in on a psychology seminar and it goes for 2 hours and it's from Yale University and I sit through it and I listen to the whole thing, that's like taking a class at Yale, isn't it? Like, I'm not quite sure. Because I watch all of Jordan Peterson's lectures when he's up in Toronto before they tried getting him for everything. Overrogation. And I thought some of what he had to say was very interesting. And I thought he was very, very well thought out and very articulate with the ideas he was trying to get across. And so I'm still very partial to Jordan Peterson. I know he doesn't know everything, despite having all the, the secrets to life. But I think a lot of what he talked about has merit. I think it has merit historically. I believe it has scientific merit, and I think it comes from a place of education rather than persecution. And I think that's important. We need to proceed forward in order to make a better world where we proceed with more education rather than persecution, because prosecution only ends one way, and that's with someone losing out, rather than a society getting better and moving forward. And I understand some people are unredeemable, but you still got to play the odds, and we're playing the odds for society. We're playing the odds for our culture, and that's what we got to do right now. I mean, we can joke about eating my diarrhea all night long, but in the end, if you're going out and you're trying to feed people diarrhea on the street, you're not getting the message. You're supposed to be making your own way. It's like, I'm not going to poop in buckets around my house because eventually my house is going to smell. And so with that same thought about the people around you, you don't poop in the other people's yards, because they're not going to be happy. And I want to be surrounded by happy people if I can help it. And you can't be happy all the time, but, you can make it a little easier to salute your, just give them salute your neighbor rather than giving them the finger. I didn't do that because I don't have a censor bar. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you want to give them the finger, but you know what? You're going to build a happier world, or you're going to build an angry world. I want to have a happy world if I can help it. And I can't force anyone else to be happy if they don't want to be happy. You ever tried that? It's called, have you ever dated a woman? If they don't want to be happy, it doesn't matter what you do. You can't make them happy. You can be in the middle of doing something for them and they'll find something else to bitch about. Swear to God, my ex-wife. It was the day after Christmas. And so she goes, hey, why don't we go down to the convenience store and play scratch tickets? I'm like, yeah, all right. It'll make you happy. So we go down there, playing scratch tickets. And I'm looking at, it was like a little visor, a little toy visor that my mom gave me for Christmas. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And she starts bitching at me. I gave you like a $200 watch and you're doing the visor. And I'm like, I can appreciate both. But no, she just wanted to pick a fight, because even we were in the middle of doing something she wanted to do to make her happy, to placate her. You go, okay, is this what you like? Oh, yes, this is what I want. All right, let's go do what you want to do. And then in the middle of it, she's going to make my life miserable because I'm appreciating somebody else's gift and not hers. That seems a little narcissistic, and I just wasn't down with it. I was, and yet she still fooled me in the end. I still gave it a ring. Gave it a ring. Around the anus, I wish. Give it a ring around the ray. Bang, zoom to the moon. Can't even joke about that anymore. Kathleen Kennedy, have the SWAT crew over here. He said something we don't agree with and made us feel very bad. I want to speak to the manager. Oh, shouldn't do that. Trying to be incognito with the old bureau. I don't want AI to demonetize. This is the last. This is my last bastion. Now that I'm bailing on Spotify, now that I'm giving Spotify the big job in me. It's YouTube. This is it. It's you and me, guys. Spotify. I'm cutting Spotify out of my relationship. It's out of my circle. I think I might write a nice letter to a CEO, like an old fashioned, you know what I mean? Pen and paper. The CEO. I think I might even write it from like newspaper clippings, just to scare them. Very upset about what Spotify has done to its artists, and they are unremorseful. They're gonna keep trying to make more and more money off of their own community. That's not how it works. You grow your community. You don't mooch off your own community. You don't feed off your own people. You grow food for your people. You nurture your people. You don't feed on them. Because eventually, everyone runs dry. But if you grow your people, then everyone lives in abundance. And that abundance starts from the middle. I don't understand why CEOs don't get that. Oh, no. You saw the can? The can. Hey, look at my cans. I mean, why wouldn't you? They're pretty perky cans. They're a little blue with a little goo. Damn it. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Who puts a cat in the bag? Strike that. I found my own answer. Excuse me a second. Sunday night. It's now 9:58 p.m. And that means it's past beer o'clock for a drunk uncle here. Oh, he's looking at my cans. Hey, I have the best pizza sauce in town. You look at my Chef Boyardee cans. It means dinner's on the way, and dinner's gonna be fabulous. It's gonna be Samoan. I don't know why I do that voice. I can do it more. He's always looking at my cans, and it makes me all moist. Oh, that boy, he ain't well. No. And I could go off at any moment if they don't give me my Spotify money. Where are my royalties? Give me my damn royalties. I'm going to have to write a letter to the CEO because we know he'll read that. In between flying. He's going to save the environment, but he's going to jet here, there, and everywhere because it's so much faster than driving. You don't have to fight traffic. No one to look at your cans if you fly. Having good cans is important. I got a nice can collection. I turn them in Connecticut, cans are worth 10 cents each. So I save my cans because, that adds up pretty quick. And I like a good looking can. I don't like them if they're crushed or if they're, I prefer cans that are pristine and not disfigured. And nowadays, after you've had a kid, those cans, they really deflate quick. It's hard to return them. Because the can just starts drooping. And then what started as a can, the woman's midsection turned to a keg. Even more so than I got a little baby natty keg here. But, nothing like, there's an Earth Mother motif for a reason. And now, you know what? I'm about through my first can here. Can he do it? Or can he not do it? It's just going to be can puns. I think I can. It's still terrible tasting. But you know what? It does what it's supposed to do. Maybe. We'll see if it does what it's supposed to. Dude, it could do something terrible. I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to turn out. Again, true wisdom. Kevin G Nicholson knows nothing. If you don't know already, my name is Kevin G Nicholson, and I'm the host of this YouTube channel. It is 10:01 p.m. Sunday, July 21st, 2024. I am broadcasting from Danielson, Connecticut, which is the upper northeast corner of Connecticut, which is a state inside New England, which is in the northeast corner of the United States of America, which is a part of the world. See, I can do that just like that now. And I'll be hosting at the Connecticut Film Mixer this November the 16th. I'll get the dates there. But anyway, it's going to be this November. If you happen to be around Connecticut in the United States, which I very much doubt. Seems to me, Dixon, you're like out in Ohio, aren't you? I know someone's from Ohio. Everyone's from like a different state. I haven't been able to get in touch with any of my local YouTubers. Like I've been looking for other like local YouTubers so I can like do skits with them and stuff. And I got one, Roughnecks. He's good. And so I'm hoping I'll be able to do some stuff with him soon. We shot the same day. And that was cool because I got to like hang out with him kind of in a loose sort of sense. And he was nice, and he's getting stuff done. Washington. See, that's the other side. I assume you're talking about the state, not D.C. So that's the other side. You ain't visiting. Unless you got a private jet yourself. And as much as I love you, Dixon, I don't think you got a private jet. And you shouldn't do that on me anyway. But there'll be lots of stuff to watch from it. Because I guess they're going to be cameras going the whole time on that sucker. I will, of course, be tuxed and freshly shaved, showered, and shitted. For lack of something else, I suppose. But it's kind of exciting because, like, you know, I've hosted other events. It's in the shop. High roller, big holder. What's up? Hi. Everything's up. I'm complaining about how Spotify stole my royalty money. And then we're talking about my upcoming gig in November where I am a host and I introduce from local area. And then I was talking about where I'm from, which is Danielson, Connecticut. And no, it's what's up? Yeah. So that's the short of it. And that's what she said about my pee-pee often. And she kept laughing and crying in between. Sir Cosby had it worse. Is that across the line? I think I just lost my audience with one peni joke. Penosaurus? Penorectomy? A thesaurus? Penoris? Is that like a restaurant? Penoris, thesaurus? Penoris bread? Penoris gyrectomy? Gyrectomy? Didn't even know her. That doesn't work at all. Oh, I can't. That's why I'm single. Oh, it just doesn't work anymore. I keep flipping the bean, but no, the bean doesn't respond. I have an empty bean. What do I think about it? I think he missed. That's what I heard. I heard he missed. I hear it's all still going on. And I hear I'm still broke. And it doesn't matter who's elected where. I have a hunch I'm still going to be broke. I don't think anyone's going to make anything better except for themselves. I don't think there is a golden calf. I don't think there's a savior. I think we're all foot. And you know what? I'm riding the wave all the way down with a smile and hopefully with an erection. You're right. Exactly. All I know is everything got more expensive and I'm getting paid less. Factually less. So, how do I feel about? I think I have no control over it. I don't think anyone's telling the truth. I think I'm the only one telling the truth. I have my own personal truth, and that truth is I need more than I got. See, maybe that just means I'm greedy. Look, I just want to pay my bills. I just want to be able to pay my bills and not struggle too freaking much. I don't mind hard work. But they don't make it so you can make the numbers work. And math is a real thing. So, what do? I let my neighbor borrow my lawnmower. And we laugh together and we talk about this stuff. And we enjoy each other's company. We make the small area of land right around here a little bit happier. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful I have a couple people I can hang out with and talk to and joke with, and they don't get all offended or butthurt when I tell a joke that's a little politically incorrect. Because chocolate starfish. Chocolate, see it? Making the little thing. That's my chocolate starfish, and it's got stuff in there it wants to push out. I've been to one once, and it scared me. I didn't go to any of the major cities, but I mean just driving the highways. And I know some of the best porn stars come from Ohio. And that's pretty much all I got on Ohio. I mean, I imagine there are good places and bad places in Ohio like anywhere else. But the one time I drove through there, yeah, and the reason I drove through there is because I was young and I drove halfway across the country because some girl wanted to sleep with me. And it wasn't quite like a road trip movie. It wasn't like Road Trip or any of that stuff. But it was because this girl wanted to sleep with me. And she was really enthusiastic about it. But she lived in Kansas. It wasn't Ohio. But I had to go through Ohio to get to her. And so I got to see kind of like every state as you drive through it. They all have that little bit of difference. And Ohio was a little scary. Illinois was really scary. And I'm just talking about road conditions and traffic and stuff like that. That's all I got to go on. Like, I don't know the people. I don't know the indigenous folk. So I can't speak to the culture of Ohio. I know it's a fun word to say, Ohio. It's fun to say Ohio. Maybe you can call someone in Ohio. Oh, you're just in Ohio. Oh, or that would be like in the drug thing. Ohio. I'm really Ohio. I'm so Ohio right now. I mean, my other favorite state is the state of confusion, which I'm living in right now. Because I got to figure out I'm going to bow over here. Take a look. That's terrible. Never had a worse thing to drink ever in my life. So do they call Ohio Ohioans? Ohioans! I'm gonna just keep singing poorly all night. Because I said I would do 2 hours and we're approaching the 2-hour mark. Let's see if my music's going. There we go. Idaho? You set me up. That's it. I think that was very applicable when I was young. I was definitely the hoe. Idaho, if I remember correctly, when I drove through it, was it Idaho? I'm pretty sure it was Idaho. Yeah, you did. I went through like one town and it was like really pastoral. I think that's the word. It was when you drove off the ramp, the highway ramp into the town. It looked like really like you were stepping into another world. I know, you know, I'm thinking of Iowa. I'm not thinking of Idaho. Idaho's potatoes. Idaho, either way. I wasn't real picky when I was young. And one would say Idaho. And I really it was just like, only thing I needed is I was well ahead of the curve. I didn't want mere consent. Consent was inadequate. I wanted enthusiasm. And if a woman showed enthusiasm, then I was interested. That it didn't work the other way around. There was no pressure the other way. It was like I wanted someone to do the song and dance with me. I wasn't trying to like just sneak my way into the vertical smile. There was going to be a parade there. That's the way they had to work. And that's kind of how it was. And that's why I drove out to Kansas, because she was really into me. And she was like, oh, and you know, and of course, more balls than brains in my youth. Where I'm just like, and I had a decent car, and so I drove across the country. I drove halfway across the country from Rhode Island, which is where I was living at the time, all the way to Kansas, picked up the girl, who was a 19-year-old girl, and then drove her back to Rhode Island. She lived with me for like the next 6 months. And then I discovered that she was a human being, and she had a different set of priorities than I did. And it was, surprisingly enough, it was one of the most drama-free endings for a relationship that ever was. She really just got on the plane and disappeared, and I never heard from her again. And I was like, all right, I learned a valuable lesson. A, girls don't want to get a job. They want somebody else to just provide for them. And I was like, oh, okay, feminism isn't alive. That changed since then. But anyway, for most of the time, it was like, what can you give me? What can you buy me? Take care of me, make me happy. And at first, obviously, when you're, oh, let me at that poontang, I'll do anything. But that changes over the course of time because the freshness fades. The freshness seal expired. And you're like, this doesn't smell fresh anymore. That vertical smile isn't smiling anymore. That smells like tuna. So things change. Things change pretty rapidly from there. And I'm not one of those people where it's just like, we can still be friends. No, if we banged, from now on, this is the rule, that from now on, I didn't always have this rule, but from this point forward, I will no longer just be friends if we've ever banged, ever. We can't be friends after we break up. No friendship. If we've made nookie and then you go off somewhere else, we're not going to be friends anymore. We're not going to be buddies. We're not going to be occasional pals. You're there. No, just no. That's the way it's going to be. Where you at? 4:49? I got 10 minutes to keep my word. And I'm a man of my word. So I'm going to keep going for 10 minutes. But you know what? No field trip for you guys. You guys haven't been compliant. I'm talking to the imaginary ones who haven't been interactive. Wait, one more. So, my plans for tonight, I'm going to finish this stream in, I want to say about 10, 20 minutes. And then, tomorrow, early on, I'm making myself and my roommate, eggs and sausage, and we're gonna have a good breakfast. And then at 3:30, we're doing the POS podcast at 3:30, and that'll be funny because they swear an awful lot there, and I like going where I can swear a lot. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna be editing for the next few days straight, and it's gonna be glorious. So there's gonna be lots of fun stuff to watch in my shorts feed. There's gonna be lots of fun stuff to watch in my long form, and I'm gonna be doing a live stream. I think once during the week and definitely another one on Sunday. So that seems to be because I seem to be doing relatively well on Sundays. So, and that's where all you folks keep coming back. So I'll keep doing it until you guys stop showing up. In which case, at that point, I'll just, I don't know, autoerotic asphyxiation or something like that. Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta see a man about a horse. Here, look at my lights. There you go. Ah.
Not all states have a tax-free weekend. That doesn't seem right. So come into Jewel and get 15% off everything right now. And get up to 60 months no interest.
Call 1-866-245-4722 for financing details. Restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Alrighty then. Yep. Oh, yep, yep, oh, oh. Oh, Idaho. I don't know where else to go than Idaho. Just stay there for a second. Yeah, you can hear that? Oh. Oh, it hurts. It feels so good. You did not. Well, you say you miss me. I know you really didn't. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, it was a fabulous journey, which I have taken. Nothing has quite been the same since. And now I'm going to have to go to Sweden, and I'm going to have to murder a seal. It's going to be very sad in the end, but it will be good drama. Everybody likes the good drama. You know, if the drama is high tension, it brings you to where you need to be. I don't know why I went to Bell and they go see that. It brings you where you need to be. Oh. Come on, I was a decent fella. Go see. You gotta admire the old Bella. Hey, old fella. So yeah. Now, so my short term. I got pasta salad chilling in the fridge. I got breakfast set for tomorrow morning. I got some rips of Game of Thrones to watch, which up until the last 2 seasons was really good. And even the last 2 were alright, I guess. We'll take what we get. But, and we got Deadpool to look forward to. That's coming up. I think it's the 26th, so by the end of this week, we'll have Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm looking forward to that. Because I think they're funny. They're edgy. And right now, we're listening to Awesome. It's the name of the song. It's the name of the album. Come on, this is awesome. That's why it's called that. That's a good joke. Oh, I think that's a good bet. Yeah. My father breastfed me through a straw. He said he only liked me as a friend. I don't know, that whole instance made me very uncomfortable. I was thinking about litigation, but then I realized what I really wanted was lactation. Come on, nothing. It's all right, you don't have to like my jokes. Oh, I have to like them. I'm a sparkly vampire. I'm a pretty butterfly. I'm a douchebag with the most tag. I don't know what that means. And neither do you. Don't you lie and try to say you know if you don't know. Douchebag, hashtag. My uncle did something similar. I love my uncle. My uncle was so funny. But he smell. You don't know which uncle I'm talking about. Could be that uncle. Might be the other uncle. Might be a monkey's uncle. We don't know which uncle we're talking about. Chances are it's the drunk uncle. Because the drunk uncle was obviously the most fun. Ha ha. See, it's very cinematic. I'm feeling the cinematics going crazy right now. I have that. I don't know if you've been watching the short sticks, but I just got into the final part of the medieval fair where they have the wet chemise contest, and I'm a little nervous about it because some of them they're probably age restrict because let's face it, a wet anything contest has an overtone, and I'm sure AI will detect that because we wouldn't want any of that going out. But at the same time, last year those clips did really well, and it was kind of funny. So I'm very excited to see how they do. And then of course I'll go back and I'll do a censored version, long form. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple weeks. I'm hoping I'm gonna get enough views and enough super chats where I'll be able to hopefully pay out by the end of the month, and I won't be in such desperate need. That's the hope. And who knows? Doing the best I can. Go. And as it stands now, I mean, it's funny because seeing all the other YouTubers and seeing myself on the list, so now I'm like an official YouTuber. I'm one of the monetized YouTubers. And it's tough to hit that milestone. And so now that I'm there and I'm slowly climbing up the ranks, I'm watching how like the environment around the YouTube environment changes. And so it's been kind of fascinating to see if I can navigate this to any sort of success. I might get lucky, but we'll have to see. Depends on if I can be clever. I still think it's going to be me taking that bear into the woods. Me and the bear talking in the woods. Maybe the bear should eat me. I don't know. The bear's going to do something. It's going to be a bare necessity. By any chance you've been watching The Boys? Because that's like a big part of that storyline, is that the main superhero is really likes breast milk. It's a good series. It's very shocking, intentionally so. But I've been entertained. And I got to see Starlight butt. And that was cool. Because, I like a good gender signal. I like a good gender ender. No, not a gender ender. A rear ender of the right gender. There's a lot of... Hey, we'll have no commercials on my channel. If you're into it, I thought it was entertaining. And, at first, like most programs, there were boobs. And I'm all for boobs. I like boobs. I just like looking at them. I don't even have to touch them or anything like that. I just like, look, there's some boobs. Like seeing a rainbow. Anytime you see a rainbow, it brightens up your day a little. That's how I feel about boobs. Hey, look, here's a nice pair. It's like a rainbow. So I like it when the shows give me a little sex appeal in that sense. And the boys does that. And then it's got a lot of shock value where it's just like they try to make you get ooh, oh, ah, and they do that successfully, but I don't know. It's a good run, and I like this. The girl who plays Starlight. I believe it's Erin Moriarty, the actress who plays it. Very pretty, in a very traditional, pretty way, but still, I like what I like. Well, that's why, like, Game of Thrones. When I first started watching that, I'm like, okay, this is all right. And then all the boobs. There were so many boobs. I was just like, oh, I'm so on board with this because they were playing even keeled. And then it's so funny because if you watch that, like right before season 6 and 7, the Me Too movement happened, and all that changed. All that got tossed out with the bathwater. All that reason for success. And really, they had drawn me in because you're like, oh, they could do anything. And then they reminded us, oh, no, we can't do anything because now they're arresting everybody and still are. Bastards. But, and I used to watch, and I'm fond of the superhero movies anyway. I mean, there are obviously better ones and worse ones, but I mean, I've been entertained by it, and I mean, it's something. I used to read comic books when I was a teenager, and then I kind of got away from them as I grew up, if you can call this growing up. And but now to see all the movies with the modern effects and stuff like that, it could be really immersive. And but now that they're going all edgy with them, where it's like, okay, what if Superman went haywire? What would America actually do? And there's another one. I want to say it's Ultraman or something like that. But there are other ones where they take that same premise and they go, what if the superheroes weren't really great people? What if they were terrible people? And that's what makes it interesting to me. And then the fact that there are parallels to what we're going through right now with the polarization of the country and about the one side versus the other. And they wrote this years before, so it's like art imitating life and then life now imitating art. So there's a cyclical aspect to it. And of course, I got to see Starlight butt, so I'm back on board. Because I like a good gender signal, and I like a good Starlight posterior. Am I still allowed to say that? I'm sure I'm on a list somewhere. Let's put them on the list. A list, the list, a D list. Oh, did I do that on camera? I can never tell. So yeah, there's going to be, we got Deadpool at the end of the week. I think that's going to be hysterical because Ryan Reynolds is pretty funny, and I know him and Hugh Jackman. They're going to be playing off each other pretty well. So I'm already on board for that. And considering that the first Deadpool movie was the first Disney movie with boobs in it, I'm like, yeah, let's push that boundary. I want boobs at Disney. I want adult world. I want an adult Disney World. I want orgy world. I think we can have orgy world. And where you have like the Mad Hatter's teacup ride? I think we have the Mad Gabber's teabag ride, where you get in the little teacup and then you get hit in the face with a bunch of like pillows. Isn't that how it works? Anyway, that's my thought on that. For what that's worth. We need a place that's adults only. We want a place where children are not allowed, where children can be prosecuted if they go in the safe zone. It needs to be a safe zone where if you want to have like some sort of wild Disney-esque gangbang. All right, it's allowed, but it's allowed in this space. And if a kid finds his way in there, it's nobody's fault but the kid. And the kid gets prosecuted, not the people in there. I want a safe house. Safe house for society. For sexual deviants. There needs to be a place where sexual deviancy is all right. We need a place of ultimate immunity. And I don't mean the church. Which people used to think was the place, I guess. So, it's just my opinion. And yeah, we all got our own opinions. Mine aren't any smarter or any better than anyone else's. I'm just talking. I'm just talking to you guys. I'm talking to you guys as another human being out here in the universe. You know what I'm saying? I'm just another dude. You're better than I am. You, where's the camera? You, better than I am. I ain't nobody. You're better. Keep that in mind. So you go forward in your life, there you go, I'm better than that Nicholson, dude. You feel proud of that fact. At least you're not me. You got your whole life in front of you. Oh. Don't make fun of my nose. I have a fantastic nose. Not a schnoz. I mean, it's not of Roman proportion, but it was a very shapely schnoz. You want to make fun of my schnoz, Barry? Ah, yes. This has been, it's been an interesting night. Game of Thrones is when Aquaman was plowing that. That made me laugh. My favorite part of Game of Thrones is when Aquaman was plowing that blonde's runway. I had to repeat that out loud. Oh God. Oh, that made me laugh so much. Because if you say Jason Momoa, and like, if you were to say that in like a book club reading, like, you'd be able to surf out of there by the vaginal juices secreted. Because Jason Momoa is so masculine. But yeah, because Aquaman was plowing Amelia Clark's farm. Oh, Mother of Dragons, you'll take this. Take it from Aquaman. Take my trident and your in your pubic palace. Oh, that was so funny. Game of Thrones, where Amelia Clark is the pubic palace. Oh, that made me laugh. That's why I do this. I do this for the jokes. I do this for the laughs. I do this because, I'm contractually obligated by Satan, my Lord and Master, who is my sponsor today. That would be the Republican. No, I mean that would be the Democratic Party. Kamala, whatever her name is, Harris. That girl right there. That's Satan right there. I'm pretty sure. They say they painted up the other guy to look like he's the bad guy. No, it's Harris. I'm telling you, I ain't going anywhere near that. Nowhere near that. I don't even know it, yeah, but I know that vagina's bad. That's expired a long time ago. You don't need to be near that. It's my opinion. And my opinion ain't worth too much. But you know what? I could still give it. Got music back yet? There we go. Just going off. It's the way I roll, man. Oh, excuse me. So let me recap, because this is how I touch base. This is how I center myself. It's 10:42 p.m. My name's Kevin G Nicholson. I'm the host of this YouTube channel. It is Sunday, July 21st, 2024. I'm broadcasting from Danielson, Connecticut, which is the upper northeast corner of Connecticut, which is in New England, which is the upper northeast corner of the United States, which is a country in the world. And we're doing a terrible job of keeping things together. And I'm pretty sure I have a booger in my nose, but I don't want to pick it. I'm trying not to pick it, but it's itchy. I'm pretty sure I have an itchy booger. Can you see a booger? I don't see a booger, but something feels off. Something feels off about my nose. Cut your nose. He's kind of special, isn't he? You betcha. You're talking to my boy. Oh, wrong. Let me have a little. Oh yeah, I gotta imbibe in some refreshment. So I am going to be the sponsor of the 2024 Special Olympics. Yeah, I'm sure. There's a jungle down there in Harrisville. Harrisville's got a really got an overgrowth over that jungle. No, that jungle, it's like, you know, I mean, you ever seen like, what do they call it? What do you push things through wires to make cookie cutter shapes? She's got like that over her vagina. So like you can try to push your penis in, but it'll come out like a star or a clover or something like that. That's Kamala's cookie cutter vagina. I ain't voting for that. Hey, we want someone who was a prosecutor, who prosecuted everyone, who put that's what we want as a ruler. Nah, I'll go the other way. You know, all right, first thing about Chlamydia Harris, right? That's the VP, Chlamydia Harris. I think everything about this was just hand puppets. It was hand puppets. The bearded raisin. Yo. Well, that's giving it too much credit. There ain't no raising that. Hey! No. See, you know, you thought. See, I don't want to go political. I won't go political. We're all screwed either way. And none of that matters. None of it matters. What matters is how I treat my neighbors and the people around me, and if I don't clean my toilet will eventually smell. Clean up my own house. Try to keep things as peaceful as possible, and move forward in a positive way towards the future, and hope that maybe with that effort and energy, things might possibly get better. I got nothing else. True wisdom is knowing Kevin G Nicholson knows bupkis. And bupkis don't know anything either. So we're all screwed. But with hope. With hope and an open heart. Notice New England came back. Hot. It's not heart. It's hot. He's got a big heart and a bearded clam. Can you have a bearded heart and an open clam? Oh, yeah, you can. And that would be Chlamydia Harris. An open heart and a bearded clam. The bearded raisin. She's raising no peni today. And will raise no peni tomorrow. In fact, there will be no peni raised by Miss Harris ever. She had a fundraiser to try to raise peni and failed miserably. It must have been the bitchy root thing. Yeah, because it's something I want to, if there's someone I want to root for, if there's someone I want to vote for, it's someone who looks like a stone cold biatch. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No bearded raisin. No bearded, no vertical smile. No. Just no. Had enough. Had enough. They're all liars and cheats and thieves, and I know because I pay for it every time I go to the frickin' supermarket. $6 a bag of chips. $6 for Cool Ranch Doritos? Are you kidding me? Corn and powder. It's like we have a shortage of corn. No, we don't. Corn. Someone in Kansas had a kid. Said, what do we name him? Well, let's name him Corn. Why do we name him that? I don't know. It's the first thing. There's all that corn out there. Let's name him Corn. It's kind of yellow. That's just jaundice. Well, we'll name him Corn all the same. Maybe it'll grow off him. Maybe it'll be sweet corn. Oh, is that? I can't tell if that's not. I'm not saying I'm partisan or nothing like that to corn, but I'm saying a bearded raisin is something you got to be cautious of. You got to treat your bearded raisin with care. Care. See what I'm saying? And when I'm out there in Ted Cruz's backyard, his backyard. Well, it's got a back door and it's got a backyard. Oh. He had a bearded raisin on display. Oh, you had corn. You just didn't know it. We've been feeding you corn for years. Corn nuts! Howdy! I'm not well. And it shows in my ratings. People are like, no, we don't want to watch. It's gonna go off the deep end in a second now. But he doesn't carry firearms, so it's not exciting. You think Chlamydia Harris had corn? Oh, I think she's definitely got corns. Corns on her feet, corns on that vertical smile of hers. Got corn cob nips. And I mean, alcoholic nips, not I wouldn't be talking about bodily parts. That's against the terms of community standards or something like that. I don't know, I'm not so bright. That's why they call them the corn. Watch me pop. Oh, it's all going straight to heck in a handbasket. I believe that's on the way to HE double hockey picks, which someone said once before. I'm not sure where I got that. I think it was from the girl down the street. I mean, she wanted $5. I didn't think it was worth it for a smoke. I'm just saying. Far be it for me to judge. But it was odoriferous in an unpleasant way. But you know what? Sometimes it's a bouquet. It's not an odor, it's a bouquet. And if you can treasure that bouquet, if you can find a way to make that bouquet stay, And you, well, and you deserve your corn nuts. Just saying. Just saying, that's the way it's gonna be. All right, next episode, I'm gonna be reading your future with. I'm gonna be reading tarot cards. We're gonna be using Magic the Gathering cards. I'm gonna tell your future with a couple of red mana and some blue mana, and we're gonna tell you how things are gonna work out. It's gonna be good. I'm telling you, I can see the future in those cards, and they're telling me to tell you how things are gonna go, because when I'm speaking through the cards, they know. I don't know, but the cards they speak through me, and it's probably because I ate them with the tacos. But that's not. Hi. Hello. Hello, it's good to see you. Welcome to the program. I am Kevin G Nicholson. I'm the host of this YouTube channel. I am broadcasting from Danielson, Connecticut, which is the upper northeast corner of Connecticut, which is part of New England, which is the upper northeast corner of the United States, which is part of the world, which I think you probably already know. But I'm sharing that with you because I love you. I love each and every one of you. Some of you carnally, some of you emotionally, but you can feel the love. It comes from me. It could be older, but you know, I tell people it's love, because sometimes love stinks. I believe that was a Jay Giles song from the 80s, but you can't quote me. Well, you can. I mean, I'm on YouTube, so there's empirical evidence that I did say certain things about Brazil. But I cannot backpedal. I have to be true to myself and to my heart and to my colon and to my little chocolate starfish, which is blinking at you. My chocolate starfish blinks at you and says it loves you. It loves you. It loves Dixon. It especially loves Dixon. It's crying for Dixon there. And even the skank hunt, the little bits, the Eric, it loves all of you. The starfish calls to you. And it makes noises, and it's odoriferous at times. How we doing? I see how we're doing. It's been a heck of a week. It's been a heck of a day. And, things are just going to get better. I'm not going to tell you guys to like and subscribe. In fact, you know what? You're going to do what you're going to do anyway. If you're going to do anything, share, make fun of it, make fun of me. I'm a good target. You can take a couple of pot shots. Go, look at this guy. Who does he think he is? With his anal vapor and his mouth. He's got a mouth on him, that guy. But you gotta do what you gotta do. No. Ew, 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 ew. And that's why Spotify sucks. And I'm going to stop using it. And I suggest everyone should stop using it because they stop paying their artists. They're stealing royalties from everybody. It's very upsetting. And I'm one of them. I am living proof. They have been stealing royalties from their own artists, from the community they were supposedly trying to build. Now they're going, yeah, you know what? We don't need that community anymore. I need a Learjet. Yeah, good luck with that, Spotify. You can go. I hope your X-rays are Spotify. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You hear? Very upset with the Spotify company. But you know what? We've passed 2.5 hours. And I think that's all you're getting out of me today. It is 10 7 p.m. out here. And I think that's a good time to end this stream. So Dixon, God, I love you. I love Dixon my ass. I really do. I love Dixon my ass. I'm gonna say it one more time. I love Dixon my ass. He's one of my best. He's one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm gonna finish my my beverage over here. I'm gonna get ready for the new day ahead. I want to thank you, Dixon, for hanging out. I want to thank Jean Papi for earlier stopping by. I'd like to thank everybody who's been hanging out. Please, super chat, buy my man. I need help. Somebody give me a hand here. Or don't. Either way, I'm gonna still keep plugging along, and I hope you do as well. Because remember, if you made it this far, you're a winner. You've survived your adversity to make it here. And now, oh no, I love you more. I love you more. I love you more. Okay, with that, I have to pick. Night. See you guys soon.